what's the best setup for an individual? You're talking a little bit about your home office, that enviable home office.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things, what would you recommend as the best setup for someone working from home that maybe doesn't have a huge amount of money to spend right now?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be expensive. There's so much you can do. I mean, I think, in this case I'm positioned right by a window. So strangely, not just for the benefits of having access to natural light, but also because it's a real help in terms of resting my eyes. So whereas I'm this far away, half a meter away from my screen, I'm also able to just kind of shift my perspective, and I've got a view right out over the city skyline. I can also step outside. I happen to have a small terrace, so I can step outside, take some fresh air, and come back in. So I think, first of all, thinking about where your desk is located, and that might mean shifting some things around if it's going to be a couple of days a week, every week from now on. Light is really fundamental, but as I said, you can do things like add specific smart lights into your workspace that will really help in terms of just recalibrating if you're feeling a little tired or need a little bit of extra energy, but also not disrupting your sleep patterns later in the day. I'd recommend a sit-stand desk. You can combine that with I would use a work stool. So my sort of desk chair can raise or lower just like my desk can. So I'm sometimes need to focus in and sit down and just really kind of zero in on a workspace, but having the option to also kind of just move around a little bit more makes a massive difference in terms of back pain and accessibility in terms of starting to move. When a phone call comes in, I'm not taking the phone call sitting down, I'm taking the phone call on my feet, and then I'm often moving as I take the call. So it all adds up. I bring plants in. So there are sort of 6 or 7 different types of air purifying plants. I also go for an air purifier. The air quality is not that great where I am. And since I bought that, even with an operable window right by my side, just making sure that there's fresh air, fresh purified air coming through my space, because it's pretty small, all through the day. It really makes a big difference, even if the windows are closed because of the noise. The kind of materials I'm using, I'm trying to use healthy, non-toxic materials. So I happen to have a wood floor, a natural fiber rug. It's all sort of, effectively natural or recycled materials in here. I haven't introduced anything that looks like it might have some nasty chemicals in. So I'm sort of conscious about that, but it's probably quite a quick win in terms of creating your home office environment. If there's a rebound in terms of noise, then just look at the flooring and bring some soft stuff in, like rugs or a couple of thick rugs, especially something under your feet can really help. And then thinking about your nutrition, that is part of having a healthy office and a healthy day. So staying hydrated, making sure you're eating and drinking the right stuff, and just finding that rhythm in your day and allowing moments for yourself where you're able to give something back and recognize that we all have our natural flow of high and low energy, and just finding those points in the day and adapting around that. Because when you're working at home, in a sense, you've got more liberty to play with when you do certain types of work. So finding those moments when your brain is really firing on all cylinders and prioritizing certain tasks for that time of the morning or the afternoon.
That's great. It actually reminds me, have you ever read The 5 a.m. Club? By Robin Sharma? Yeah. Just talking about how to structure your day to get the most out of it. But it is actually, it's so personal. So he has it obviously structured in a certain way, but actually listening to your